Summer has come and it's time to be creative. This time I'm gonna show you some of the clubbing videos on YouTube, and there are some random moves that I want you to be creative with that. I'll suggest you in this video with some suggestions, make you understand more about my mindset. I'll share with you my mindset so that you know how to do more than just a move. After this video, a week, I'm gonna upload this video but with my example, with my combos. So the first video is the suggestion, and the second videos are like the answers for you. Okay? So we got the first move by Flo, and he's got this one, kind of simple, very simple. So for the first one, I picked the most simple move, the simplest move, so we can feel easy to be creative with that. So let's see, what do we have here? We have this, right? So now we have to create some stuff like variations, and by making variations, I mean being creative. Maybe we can change the angles from here to here. Now we got new step. So easy. Put it back to here. We can. Yeah. So that's the first suggestion. Change the angles. What we can do more is just the thing that we make use of the fixed point. Use more of the fixed points. So like this, yeah. So actually the fixed point should be more correct. Maybe I'll do this to the front and to the back. Also, we're changing the angle, so when you do the fixed point, I want to make it correct. Boom, 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 boom. So that's the second one. So first, maybe we can change the angles here to here, or maybe we can do it here, right? Second is the fixed point. So for the third, we can see that Flo does this, boom, right? So we have this, I don't know what to say, but like finger roll hiding the thumb in. What you gotta do is just probably, finger rolls with the knuckles. And when you open the finger roll, you put the thumb in and you close it. Stuff like this, boom, boom, boom. So we can make a lot of deals with this. Maybe changing the angles, boom. Pull it back, changing the angles, boom, boom. Yeah, that might be a way. So we have done a lot with the thumb, the fixed point, the grip, the finger roll. But there's still one thing that we haven't thought of. Guess what? Can you think of anything that can be more creative with this? We have this hand, still very simple. We can improve it, right? This hand is just kind of grab this. So how about not just like simply grabbing the thumb anymore, but we do some concept with it. For this time, maybe we can use creatures like this. Cool. Maybe this creature. So the first one I'm gonna use maybe this. So I put with the thumb in. So we can see that like the creatures have the wings here, so we can fly it up. Right? We can fly it down, fly it anywhere. So maybe we can change the angle, fly, change the angle, fly. So we got the new moves here. So it kind of it's already really different to what Flo's did in the video, right? We have a new move. So how about improving this move, go deeper into that? We can make use of the wings, right? Maybe we can do some cause and effect. We fly the wing, but we don't fly up anymore. So this one has this wing and this up. So you know what to do. Maybe boom. Or maybe like Yeah. Or maybe we can use these creatures combined with the dials. So we can put it here. Boom. A lot of things that we can be creative with just one simple move. So I go from here to here. We now can change the angle, use the first tip. Yeah, and we can put the thumb up, boom. A lot of variations. So those are 4 suggestions for you, so you can be creative with this one. First, from the simple move, this is a simple move. So first, you may want to change the angles. From let's see, the thumb is being horizontal, we can change to vertical, up, we can change to down, right? Up, maybe horizontal, maybe down, boom, 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 boom. Second is we might use more of the fixed point. So the fixed point is this, boom, 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 combined with the angles. Sorry, the dogs are barking a lot. My hood down. Third, we make use of the finger roll, and this one right here. So we can use, combine fixed point, changing the angles with the finger rolls. See, you can already freestyle with that by using these really simple 3 tips, or maybe call it suggestions. And if you want to, accomplish this combo or this move, or you want to bring it to the new level, listen to my 4 tips. To the fourth. The fourth is, changing the grabbing hand to something like creatures, like dials, creatures. Maybe we can use some set. Or maybe we can use 2 hands alike, like this. Or my own moves, you know it. Boom, 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 boom. So there are a lot of things that we can do with just one simple move. So as you already watched in the video, the cut, he did this one. Boom, 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 boom. What else? Boom. Some stuff like that. But I'm gonna just stop right here. So here's the first tip for you guys, that if you see you want to be creative, so if you take a random move that is repetitive, you can be creative with it by changing some of the mindset, some of the perspective, like angles, the grip, the fixed point, or this hand, that hand, this concept, that concept. So for example, when Flo in the first combo, when Flo did this, he's repeating this move. But like when Whips did this one, it turns out to be a sequence. So with the sequence, how we can be creative with that? The answer is maybe you can use some tools, some different mindsets, like the first tip, like the first move. But sometimes if the sequence is too, if it varies a lot, we have another way to be creative. It is, we can stop at one place, one movement, beginning movement or middle or the ending movement, anywhere, to be creative, to change the way it moves in the next move. So for example, if I want to be creative with this, I can stop here. Then I did maybe other things like this. So that is the way to be creative. We just take one foundation and we stop at any random place that we want to, and we change it. We change the way it moves for the next moment. So in this case, applying that theory, applying that mindset, we have tons of ways to be creative with this sequence. Like a lot. You can just do this move and do something different. So now I think I'm gonna just stop around this moment, around when I'm chopping my digit like this. So I may want to stop here, I may want to stop here, or I may want to not chopping anymore but doing something different. So what can we do something different with this one? Fucking lot. We can like finger roll with that. This may be a little bit hard for you guys. It is the finger roll with the knuckles, and we go into the gap bit among fingers of the other hand. So the way that you can do it smoothly is that you don't try too hard to go deep into this gap. It's way too narrow, like your fingers bigger than that. So we just gotta go like with the feelings. We don't have to go like all over into here. We can go just like by stopping here, and then we move up, and move up. By doing it, it feels smoother. And the second tip is when you do that finger rolls, you apply the palm of the finger rolling hand into the other hand, like this. Much more easy. And in fact, it is just like doing this and move up and move down. Don't try to like this. The gaps, not enough space for that. So just try to like make it a vertical finger roll, move it up, move it down. See, it's easy. So that's one way. First, we got finger rolls. Second one, we got if I'm chopping this one, I can with this posture, I can use fishbowl with this thumb or this one. So I move up and I move this thumb out. Okay, here, up, like this. And what can I do more? I can use what we say, cause and effect. Yeah, that concept, that so-called concept. So I'm chopping this, and I want to, use this hand to cause some effects, to apply some effects onto this hand. So if I have finished chopping, I move this hand out of the other hand, and I want to cause an effect. So this one is being digitally in. So I just kind of like boom, 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 boom. That's one way to do it. So now we have finger rolls, we have cause and effect. Some other way maybe like doing digits like this. A lot of ways. A lot. We can combine like two digits together, two kinds of digits together. So for example, we have this, boom, 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 boom. But that's too advanced. That takes a lot of time to practice. This one pretty difficult, too wide for me to practice. So we don't have to think too much about that. Let's just focus on being creative. All right. That is, try to think about as many possibilities as we can. So we have finger rolls, cause and effect. Or like boom, 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 boom. First point maybe boom, 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 boom. Now we have like if I'm finger rolling here, I can use some whips, very old school moves before this one. Right? So it's again another way to do it. So you can like chopping, 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 boom. You know what's more? We can move with this one. So if this grip is diagonal grip, we can, or we can, boom, boom, boom. We can put it here, up, boom, 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 boom. A lot of ways to do it. So that's, I think that's those are enough concepts for you to think, to be creative with this move, with this sequence. So first, finger roll. Second, cause and effects. Maybe using digit, maybe using dial. You can also use dial, and you can also change the angles to use the digit. Cause and effect, right? Maybe dials. Some stuff like that. Like we just literally transform into this sequence into a whole brand new sequence. You feel me? So that is being creative. That is finding new inspiration for your own mind. So the third maybe finger rolls, cause and effect, and what I just talked about. The whips. Maybe one way. Wrist. The whips with the grip. Okay, the whip with the grip. Fucked up. So we have a lot. Fixed point also. Fixed point here, fixed point, fixed point, fixed point. A lot of ways. Alright, so again, if you are interested in this move, if you're interested in this technicality sequence, use my tips, use my suggestions. If you can think more of it with other ways, to be creative with this sequence, then that's good. Create a combo and send it to me by Instagram. You know my Instagram, right? Yeah, you know it. According to Irizelis Cruzel, I'm sorry I can't pronounce your name, but can we get something on platforming? Sure. Alright, so for other people who request me to teach something else like weight cut or how to face when you mess up, I'll teach that in the next months. So I'll try to do like each month with my subject and also other, 1 or 2 requests, and I'll try to meet your requests. Okay? Basically, those are platforming, and platforming is like, it's just this, but we can make a lot of variations with it by moving, changing the digit, changing the gesture of the fingers, apply some other concepts to make platforming more complex. So my favorite way to use, because I'm used to it, is changing the fingers. So we have a lot of ways to change the fingers by using the digits. Digit can be like 1, 2, 3, 4, very simple, or we can use 1, 2, 3, 4, more simple, a little bit more complex, like maybe this. So in this case, maybe it's not applying into platforming, but I'm just listing all types that I can think of you guys. Or maybe this one, digit. We also have like, leveling the digit like this, boom, boom, boom. I'm not good at this, so maybe I'll try another way like this. So we have a lot of ways, maybe this, boom, 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 boom. So that's the digit. So maybe the first tip is trying to make use of the fingers. We have 2 hands, which makes changing the fingers looking complex. So, for example, I want to change the front hand into, the very basic cutting this, and I want to use digit for the hand behind. So I can digit like this, and I have just found out that like if we do this, we can do this, and if we do with the middle finger, we have to move it in to here. If we go to the ring finger, move it in more a little bit, move here more a little bit. Maybe that's the way. So first tip, using the fingers. A lot of ways, right? Digit fingers can be touch, can be this, can be this, can be this, can be this one, this one, this one. You can, a lot of ways, like touch digit, this, or maybe some complex stuff like this. Whole bunch of ways. All right. So the first step is changing the fingers within your capability. If you are not used to changing the finger, changing the digits in the complex way, you don't have to do that first. Or maybe you can also use some, if you are a complex person, you can use the monster. Yeah, this can be applied to clocking, of course, because this is based on clocking too. This also a monster. Here also a monster. Yeah, a lot of stuff to do with it if you are a complex person. And the second tips, again, changing the angles. So one hand will be changing the angles. So in this case, changing the angle can be like this, like this, like this, boom, boom. Maybe this, this. A lot of angles for you to exploit. So my favorite way may be like changing the angles, and the front hand will be changing the fingers. Boom, 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 boom. Or maybe like, hold on, this and this, this. Yeah, and again, like we can change the finger for the hand behind, like this. And now we change the angles. Change the angles like this. You can change it like this. A lot of ways. So for the front hand, we can change here. We can like go here, go here. So the basic of the platform is just like you placing two hands like this. And how you do it depends on the knowledge. How you do it depends on the mindset and your creativity. That is why we have to know a lot about fingers. You know, the variation of fingers, digits, the variation of the grip, the variation of the angles and moving and all stuff. So first we have digits and fingers. Second we have angles, and third space. Yeah, we can move. Why not? Yeah, a lot of people do this, right? So we change the angles, we move, we change, we move, we change our fingers, then we move, we change the angles, we change the angles for the next time, and then we move. A lot of things to think with. So we have 3 tips with that. So I hope you can do well with that tips. Create your combos, try to think of the best platforming combo that you can do. I just taught you, both of the basics and how to be creative with platforming. So if you can create a combo, send that combo, record that combo, send it to me, I'll give you feedbacks. And after this video 1 week, okay, I will post my examples, my combos, okay? So here's one last problem. I just taught you how to be creative with every move that you catch, every move you might see. So what to do if you have listened to too many of my tips and you feel overwhelmed, you feel like there's a huge load of knowledge or mindsets that just boom coming to you. So how to do it? I think the best way is to just pick up like one thing at a time. Focusing on one thing is, to me, is always better than multitasking. I'm just a normal person, and if you feel there are too many things to do, to work on, just pick up one of my moves, one of 3 moves that in this video. If it's still too much for you to think, then pick up just one of my tips, one of my suggestions, like changing the fingers or using the fixed point. So if you don't understand fixed point, or if you are not used to it, just focusing on fixed point first. Using this move, just like moving with a fixed point, like for some days. Like when you are used to it, you can apply other things. So just go step by step, take the baby steps with the quick work, okay? So thank you for staying with me. I'm very happy I have you guys as my patron. I'm still having a lot of plans to teach, a lot of knowledge. I hope that you can absorb it. If you have any problems, if you have any feedbacks, send me so I can improve my video. Later I will try to have a decent studio instead of sitting outside. The sun is like shining right up to my head, like to the middle of my head. So it's kind of dangerous. So thank you, and a week later I will upload my examples for you guys as references. Also, if I receive a lot of references from you guys as patrons, I'll also upload that to Patreon. Okay? See you. Peace.